Someone hired two pro heroes to protect you. One memorized your coffee order by day 3 without asking. The other started repositioning himself around your specific blind spots. Not because it was protocol, but because he was paying attention. 3 weeks in, a man in a gray jacket follows you into a store. Bakugo handles it in 40 seconds, and when he comes back, you don't ask what happened. You just look at him and say, "Thank you, not just for today." Something moves behind his eyes. That night, the three of you end up on your couch, Kirishima asleep, and 6 inches of space between you and Bakugo that keeps feeling smaller than it is. The first time you notice him, it's a Tuesday. You're leaving the cafe 2 blocks from your apartment when you feel it. That crawling, electric awareness at the back of your neck. You glance over your shoulder. A man in a gray jacket stands near the crosswalk, phone raised, lens pointed directly at you. You tell yourself it's nothing. By Friday, it's not nothing. Your father's office sits on the 40th floor of a building that costs more per square meter than most people earn in a year. He slides a folder across his desk. Inside, 2 paragraphs, agency headshots. The first, sharp pale eyes, blonde hair, a jaw set like a challenge. Katsuki Bakugo, pro hero, currently on sabbatical. They're the best, your father says, and they come as a pair. You look at the photographs a bit too long. Starting tomorrow, he adds. Kirishima smiles the second you open the door. Warm, immediate, like he already decided that he likes you. You must be Mayan. I'm Kiri. His handshake is careful, despite hands that could probably crush stone. Behind them, Bakugo is eyeing your building's entrance, like it owns him money. Your lobby camera has a dead angle, 3 meters wide, he says by way of greeting. Anyone could walk in. Good morning to you too. Something shifts at the corner of his mouth. Not quite a smile, close enough to be interesting. Bakugo. Wayan. Kirishima looks between you both, like he's watching his favorite show. They fall into your life with unnerving ease. Kirishima learns your coffee order by the third day without asking. He just appears beside you in the kitchen one morning and hands you the right cup. And when you stare at him, he shrugs like it's nothing. You made a face at the better one yesterday. You were watching my face? It's literally my job, he says, grinning. Also, you're very expressive. Bakugo across the room says nothing, but he flies it away. You can tell by the way his eyes move. By the end of the first week, you notice he started adjusting his position whenever you're in a crowd, not just behind you, around you, like he's recalibrating for your specific blind spots. It's methodical. It should feel clinical, but it doesn't. Does he ever relax? You ask Kirishima one afternoon, watching Bakugo scan a restaurant from across the table. Kirishima considers this seriously. Sometimes, yes. Around you, he tilts his head. He's working on it. What does that mean? It means, Kirishima says, like he's being very patient, that he's paying attention. The shift happens on a Thursday, over nothing important. You're reviewing documents at the kitchen table, late into the evening. Bakugo is nearby. He's always nearby now. And at some point, you push the papers aside and say, mostly to yourself, I genuinely cannot read one last clause about liability insurance. Bakugou looks up from his phone. What's the contract for? You blink. He's never asked about your work before. Partnership acquisition. My father wants me to lead it. He sets his phone down. And I'm 24, and everyone in that boardroom has been doing this since before I was born. Silence. Then, so, his voice is flat, but not unkind. You think experience cancels out being right. You look at him. He looks back, entirely unbothered by the weight of the moment. No, you say slowly. Then stop reading, like you're waiting to be wrong. It's not gently, but it's exactly what you needed to hear. Kirishima from the sofa raises his eyebrows at you over Bakugou's head and mouths. Told you so. Kirishima is the one who reaches for your hand first, just once, briefly, when you flinch hard at a car backfiring on the street. His fingers close around yours for 3 seconds before he lets go. Sorry, reflex. Don't apologize, you say, and mean it more than you expect to. He looks at you with something careful in his expression, something that isn't quite professional anymore. Bakugou, walking ahead, says nothing, but he slows his pace until he's level with you. 3 weeks in, the man in the gray jacket follows you into a department store downtown. Bakugou clocks him in 40 seconds. You don't see what happens. Kirishima steers you sideways with a quiet, "Hey, come look at this." But when Bakugou reappears, the man doesn't. You don't ask what he said. You don't need to. What you do is look at him, really look and say, "Thank you. Not just for today." Bakugou holds your gaze. Something moves behind his eyes, complicated and unhurried. "You don't have to keep thanking me," he says. "I want to." Kirishima has gone very quiet beside you, which is its own kind of answer. That night, the three of you end up on your couch, watching something none of you are really watching. Kirishima falls asleep first, head tipped back, and you and Bakugo sit in low light, with 6 inches of space between you that feels smaller than it is. "You're not what I expected," you say quietly. "What did you expect?" "I don't know. Less present." Bakugo is quiet for a moment, and then, "Yeah, neither are you." It doesn't sound like a bodyguard's observation. You're not entirely sure it was meant to. Thank you guys for listening. I hope you like this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and goodbye.